So I got into a pretty heated debate with a family member over the ICE raids and all of the deportation porn that's all over mainstream news right now. And you might experience the same with your own family, friends, or just people that you're close with. And you'll get in these conversations, right? We're living in very divisive times. So I thought I'd share it with you and, basically my stance and what happened in case you don't already know how I feel about it. You will find out in this video. So I was talking to her and she said, what do you think of all of these ICE raids? And I didn't really feel like talking, so I threw it back on her and I said, what do you think about it? And then she said, oh, they're, arresting the criminals and the rapists and the murderers. So yeah, I think that's a good thing. And I was like, oh, great. We're on board. We're on the same team. Yeah, I agree. Get all the, the murderers, rapists and whatnot out of the, out of the community, make it a safer place, make America safe again. And then she says, yeah, but all the people who are already here, what's done is done. And, they should just leave them alone, let them stay here. And I was like, oh. And then she just said, yeah, wouldn't you feel bad if they got deported? And I said, not really. I mean, because they entered illegally and they broke the law. So, of course, at some point, you have to worry that you're going to get a knock on your door, right? Just like anybody who's ever been in trouble, at some point, you're going to get a knock on your door, right? And so, yeah, the whole thing like, oh, they're living in fear, well, yeah, that's basically every person with an arrest warrant right now is living in fear, right? Not a single person out there with an arrest warrant is going, oh, man, life is good. They're living in fear. So she says, why do you feel that way? And I just said, she was like, well, they're already here, they're working, they're contributing. I mean, the whole shtick that the mainstream media feeds people to get them to feel emotional, right? To get them to, on their side, right? They placate to your feelings and your emotions like they're human beings, man. No human's illegal. Come on. Well, yeah, but we are where we are right now because of the last 4 years, right? Basically, the previous administration just left the doors wide open at the border and all these people just floated in here. That doesn't mean that they have a right to stay. Okay, I mean, if you sneak into a venue where people are paying to be in this venue, and then, it's close to the middle of the night and security sees you, should security just let you stay while everybody else paid? Should they just let you stay because you've been here for 2 hours already, and there's only 2 hours left in the night? No, I mean, they have a right to kick you out. And this particular family member of mine also likes going to the movies, right? And she complains about the cost of the movie ticket. And I agreed with her. I go, yeah, it's pretty expensive. She's like, yeah, it's like $20 every time I go to the movie. And then I got to buy the popcorn, small popcorn and drink. I'm spending another $10 to $15 on popcorn, drink, and candy. And I said, okay, great analogy. And I said, imagine that you're going to see your favorite movie because she goes to movies a lot, and sometimes there's a line. You have to wait to buy your ticket even, right, in the cold. And I go, say you're waiting in the freezing cold to buy your ticket, like the next Star Wars, is playing, and you're waiting for hours and hours to buy your movie ticket. And just as you get to the front of the line, the movie theater decides to let a bunch of people who just happen to be walking by who decide they want to see the movie that day, like, hey, come up front. You don't even have to wait in line. Come cut in front of this person, right? Basically her. They just let a big, gigantic group of people cut in front of you while you were waiting in the freezing cold. And not only that, they get in for free. They don't even have to buy a ticket. They get in for free, right? Meanwhile, you get to the box office, instead of paying $20, now you got to pay $25. And you'll be like, wait a minute, why do I have to pay an extra $5? It's like, see all these people we just let in? Well, somebody has to, compensate for them getting in for free. And basically you're in line, so the next 10 people in line have to compensate for that. So you got to pay $25 today. So you have to pay more for your ticket, right? And then you get inside, and you decide you want to buy popcorn, all this. And now you got to pay more for your popcorn, your drinks, and your food because these people are now eating for free. So the cost of your food is now going to go up. And you go, hey, why do I have to pay $30 for the popcorn, the drink, and all this when it's usually just $10? Well, see all those people there, especially the ones with the family, the kids, they all have to eat too, man. Have a heart, right? They got to eat too. So we got to raise the prices on the food, and you have to help pay for them. And you're like, wait, they're not handicapped; they're grown adults, you know. And why can't they just stay home and watch the movie? Well, they want to be here and watch the movie because it's a nice theater, it's warm. Who wants to stay home? They want to come to the movie just like you do, right? They're a human being just like you, right? And then now you're paying more for your movie ticket, you pay more for popcorn, and that's just the way it is, right? And you have to live with it. So I explained it to her in that way, where it started to make more sense to her. And I said, that's how illegal immigration works in the U.S. It's like we do not have the finances to sustain all these people coming across the border like this, right? We don't have the resources, and this is why whenever you get a Democrat in office, they just not only do they let these illegal immigrants just flood through because they want to use them for votes later on, right? They're using, I mean, it's just insane that they get away with this type of behavior, right? It's so treasonous where they use our money to fund all of these illegal immigrants coming across the border because they know they will vote Democrat, right? They're buying votes, right? This is why they promise like free college and stuff. That's our money. It's not free. We're paying for these kids, so these kids will vote for them. They'll vote Democrat. They're buying voters. It's insane. This is why I'm just so sick of the left. I just feel at this point they've just become completely tyrannical and completely evil. So anyway, so my family member saw it more logically, shockingly, and I said, "You change your mind," and she was just silent, which kind of means she agrees. She's she's a female, so she won't admit like give me the win. She'll just be like. Another way to look at it is, say you have a potluck, right? And you invite 10 of your closest friends and family to this potluck, and everybody has to bring, a certain food item to this potluck. And once they arrive, there's only enough food for the 10 people and yourself that are there. Okay? And you had this potluck planned. Everyone's tight on finances, obviously. Everybody put in the same equal amount of effort and money into having this potluck with you, and it's just you and these 10 close friends and family of yours, and you got your food there. You're ready to start eating, but whoa, Big Daddy Government comes by and he goes, "Oh, open your door up right now. Open that door up." Open up your door. All right, and then a big group of people come in. All right, so these people are going to join your potluck. Like, what? Who are they? I don't know them. I'm not friends with them. Those aren't my family members. They're just a bunch of strangers, right? Yeah, they're hungry too, so you got to let them in. And it's not just like one or two people. It's 100 people, right? Big Daddy Government brings 100 people into your tiny ass home where you can't even fit more than like 12 people, right? You already got a packed house. You got kids. You got your stuff in there. But all these strangers are coming in. You don't know if some are going to rob you. You don't know if some might try to like rape somebody in your family or mug you. You don't know. But you got to let these people in, right? 100 of them, at least. And you're like, hey, I don't have the food for this, and I don't have the money for this. And they tell you, well, you better sell something. Sell your car or something. Sell some of your furniture. Sell some of your belongings. Go to the ATM. Go get a second job. So, you could pay for these 100 people. It's like, why do I have to pay for them? Why is this my responsibility? Right? That's what you would be asking yourself. But it's essentially the same thing, what we've done here with legal immigration. We've invited all these people in. Well, not me, but the previous administration. Invited all these people in, basically told them to come on over, and you're going to get all this free stuff, right? You're going to get a free phone, free luxury housing, free luxury apartment, I mean. You're going to get, food, all this, and it's going to be on our dime. We're going to pay for it, right? We have our own homeless people out there. Right, just like you probably have other like family members in your immediate family who are struggling, and you go to the Big Daddy Government like, hey, I can't take all these 100 people. I got people in my own family. My brother's an AA right now. He's an alcoholic. My sister just lost her job. My cousin's dog needs to go to the vet. I'd rather give my money towards them. Like, no, you got to give it to these strangers. Yeah, help them first. Then you can help your family after. They're like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. They're not my family. I don't know who these people are. You just, dump them in my house. So that's how it kind of is, right? People don't like to look at it like that, but that's essentially illegal immigration is like that on a macro scale. So, but you guys let me know your thoughts. Thankfully I'm still friends with this family member. We're still on good terms, and she understands that, this is how I feel about certain stuff. I just try to come at things from a common sense perspective, right? I just try to be logical about things. Like, we cannot take in all these people. Yeah, sure, it would be nice to, like, if we could support everybody, but we can't, right? And not only that, but none of these people want to assimilate, right? You see these, and this is why the American people have really, really turned against this stuff, because they see this stuff on the mainstream. And the people are waving the flag of the country that they are fleeing from, that they don't want to live in anymore. And there's not a single American flag out there, and they don't want to assimilate. And many have been here for decades and still can't speak a word of English. That's very concerning. It's like these 100 people that the government is shoving into your little potluck in your tiny ass home, saying, hey, take whatever you want, eat as much as you want, stay here as long as you want. And if you need more money, just go to their go in their bedroom and look in their change drawer or their wallet or their purse, and you're free to do that. And those people never saying thank you, or hey, thanks for having me and hosting me, I really appreciate this. No, instead they're like banging on about how their food is better at home, how your food sucks, everything's cold, this tastes stale, you didn't cook this well enough, where's the sauce, where's the beer, hey, this drink's not cold. Imagine that. How would you feel? Drop your comments below. Let me know if you have gotten into any arguments with family or friends over this, and what your stances are. I mean, I'd love to hear it. I know it's a little divisive, but so what? Let me know what you think about all this. Drop them in comments below.